doing tonight?
I'm great, but Hydra was straight up not having a good time.
Dude, it wasn't on the struggle bus.
That was the worst.
It was the struggle bus tonight.
I think Hydra had a stroke.
Hydra had something. But good evening, everyone who is hanging out here. Hello there, Alti. And Kim and Schmidt, thank you guys for staying subscribed and continuing to support the channel. I appreciate it very much, you guys.
Of course.
I'll have a fun surprise at our very own Kim. We know her, we love her art, and she sketched up a little something that I'm very excited to show off to the audience, but I didn't have time this stream. Perhaps at the next session of Divine
Did you
Beasts.
remember to put the other things in the art stream?
Why, yes, I did. I did it the night before the plague took me. For those just joining us, I welcome everybody back to the first stream since we left on our cruise, and then I entered exile because
He got a souvenir in
plague-ridden.
Ensenada, guys.
I'm the only one. I am the only one on that goddamn trip, and the only one out of everybody that we've met who got COVID.
It was the tequila. It burnt your vaccine off.
Dude, it must have. Hey, Talarius, thank you for Talarius and Joe, thank you guys for staying subscribed
13
and
is the
supporting.
lucky number tonight. Holy shit.
Well, these are all people that have subbed since I first hit affiliate.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But
it
it's
is-
just funny that it's like, that's now, what, 4 people who have resubbed for the 13th month in a row on August 13th.
Yeah.
It is the 13th today? I did not realize this. Hey, thank you very much for the bits.
Yeah, it's
It
hard
is-
to keep track of what the date is when you're
Yeah.
in a bedroom locked up by yourself.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
I'm gonna be real, you guys. It's been a really bleak week.
Every week's a bleak week.
But that's okay. We're going to have an awesome session to
Yeah.
make
It's-
up for it.
It's going to be a great session. I've got some action-packed stuff for you. I've got some exposition ready to drop, and we have
That means
got...
we're going to make it like a true survivor.
Yeah.
You are. Because you need some action if we're going to make it like a true survivor.
True survivor.
And thank you very much to Larius and Potato there for the bits. I almost slipped up and called you your name. My apologies.
Are we not supposed to do that?
I try not to.
Okay.
I always slip up with Joe and Schmidt because I've known them for over half my life, and Kim because I've known them for over half my life.
Well, and we're in the game, so
Yeah.
we're all kind of introducing ourselves as our name.
But hey, what's that? Did anybody suddenly hear that?
Toot toot.
That is the sound of a hype train. Speaking of hype train, look at this lovely shirt that I've got, courtesy of art of our very own Kim here in chat, but also Hilarious Game Master. And what's that? Is that Ketamine Thomas over there? I'm ready to kill all of the mortals. Hello, Ketamine Thomas. What other news would you like to bring us? You guys should totally follow Hilarious Game Master. This isn't Nick off camera. Wow, Ketamine Thomas. Why should they follow him? Because he made Legends of Krelis. It's a really fucking cool system that allows for flexible storytelling with a D100 system. Wow, Ketamine Thomas, that sure is some great information. You heard him, folks. Go on by to Larry's. I'm sorry. I broke myself with that one. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you very much for the bits. Thank you for the 1,000 bits there, Hilarious, and thank you for the 300 bits, Katie Lady.
You're welcome.
Alright, guys. So, if everybody's feeling good and ready to go, we can do a recap of the last session and continue Divine Beasts. Oh, you know what? Actually, there is one announcement that I do need to make before I begin. Before I begin tonight's session, I would like to thank the channel sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Enter promo code COVID-19 to unlock a new champion today. Because if you too have wondered, what it's like to live in exile and see none of the people that you love for like 5 fucking days, you can experience that same heartache by playing Raid Shadow Legends.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Hey, thank you very much for the bits there, Potato. I appreciate it very much, everybody. Thank you guys for this grand welcoming back to the world of streaming. Before we begin, I do want to say, all jokes aside, like I have really missed everybody and missed the community. I'm like, it was this last week really tore me up because I'm a pretty social guy by nature, and then kind of being forced into exile in my room. Guys, I was playing Mario 64, okay? That's the low point I got to.
That's pretty low.
I got 63 stars on Mario 64.
Why not 64 stars on Mario 64? What the fuck?
Actually, yes, Rem, that's very much a thing. I was getting stuck in my own head, which is not a great place for me. But I did just want to say that I missed everybody, and I'm very happy to be back. And I also want to just kind of thank everybody in Discord, because aside from the few conversations with Katie Lady helping keep me sane, the interactions that I had on Discord really kind of helped keep me going this last week. All right. But enough of that mushy shit. Let's adventure, guys.
Also, full team inspo.
Full team inspo. Thank you,
Oh
Rich.
shit, where's my notes? I'm not prepared. I don't have any of my shit out.
Yeah, every NPC that I've ever made came to chat with me. I'm just sitting there, and then I hear, you also wonder what it's like to be dead, huh? Dandrickson?
Heck yeah.
And then I can hear, you know, Nick, perhaps one day you'll see your friends again. That is, perhaps. If you ever get out of this room. Brother, there you are, buddy.
Where's my pen? There it is.
Hey, Vector, thank you very much for the bits. And Rune Vicarian, hello, and thank you so much for the gifted subs. I appreciate the crap out of that. Goodness
Yeah, well, I'm over
gracious.
halfway through this notebook of quotes. All
Better
the wild
start,
and funny shit that we've said.
Well, we
You're
missed
gonna have to
you
publish
too.
that.
I will. I'll make a Google Doc. Let me get a pencil. A pencil with a lead.
So, at the last session of Divine Beasts, you were all out. Right before I begin, Talarius got a TPK. Well, congratulations, man. My friends, I'll call him out one more time. Check out Talarius Game Master, because, friends, if you like a motherfucker that made his own tabletop system, check that guy out. It's never happened. Wow.
It has now.
I think post Pathfinder, I've never gotten a TPK. So, but hey, maybe today will be that day, guys.
Let's try it out.
Anyway, let's go on into the recap.
Wait, I haven't re-rolled my character yet.
Hold on. New character.
Oh, this is Orico
Really appreciate
Jr. Step up in the forest and say, "I'm here to avenge my mother."
Oh no.
Ironically, it's actually just
Adopted.
Thickbird. Thickbird just steps out from the underbrush, tying a bandana around its head. The bandana in ancient Kukakuta language says Orico. You're welcome! Okay.
All along.
Okay. Is everybody feeling good and ready?
Now I'm just imagining a druid who like wild shapes to trick people into riding them. Like it's a weird
Oh, before I forget.
This is a great session, everybody. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. You did it. We're safe. Okay.
Wait, how do I spell?
Are we all good and ready for a quick recap?
Yeah.
All right. So, at the last session, out in a forest well into the beyonds, hey, young lady, hey, come here, you. Thank you. Now she's staring at me like, Dad, I'm so sorry.
Yelled at her.
You'd spoken with Kunda, Dela, and Robert, learning mysteries unbeknownst to your people. Truths from another sort of folk that you never thought you'd sit down and have conversation with. The Hyposians themselves. You were enlightened to learn about something called the Spark. A mysterious power that caused some of them to turn. Now, it's all been known to many of you for some time that Hyposians would always, like, transform or evolve into some monstrous sort of form, some evolving into something greater, larger, and more powerful, others evolving into some small, simple-minded creature that would kind of attack in hordes, but always one constant was true when dealing with the Hyposians, and that is the danger that they present. You've been taught from, honestly, even your very infancy, that the Hyposians pose a universal threat to all of the citizens of Darugo's Reach. Thank you for that gifted sub, Katie Lady. Looks like you scored the,
It was like just almost there, and there was like a minute left, and I couldn't stand it. I was like,
you scored the kill on level
One
4.
more
I
thing.
appreciate it.
That's a critical hit of the day.
But thank you guys. I do appreciate it yet again. Thank you all for continuing to support the channel. Now, as much as the folk of Darugo's Reach, and yourselves included, knew and understood little about the Hyposians, so too did they ultimately understand little about the Spark itself, how it manifests, its origins. The only real constant was the notion of that subterranean world, Vacathria, a place that only one of you had ever laid eyes upon, indirectly as it were. Costin, remembering the vision that you had in the Temple of the Four Winds, the first step on your pilgrimage to become an Avatar. Though it was on the subject of your very pilgrimage, that as the conversation winded down, that Dela had the idea to introduce you to some others, the wardens that were coming along. One of them she'd mentioned the Crimson Prince, stating that he is quite knowledgeable in the ways of the old world, and many of the bits of lore that have been lost to time he still knows. And so you thought to go along with this meeting. See, not only what you could learn, but what bridges you could build between these two people, for it was a strange thing to find that there were Hyposians more than willing to talk, but also learning that the ones with the spark, the monsters that were the only ones you'd ever come to know, posed just as great a threat to the surface-dwelling Hyposians as they did to your people atop your own god. On the subject of Darugo, Costin, you reached out to Avatar Riala, knowing that this meeting was going to take place between you and the Wardens. You asked Riala to have Darugo wait a couple of days before meeting, thinking, with a great bit of foresight, that a meeting between these two peoples, unprompted, could potentially result in a bloodbath. And so you were guided along to a sort of an open area of the forest. Continuing along in the sunny enough afternoon as the clouds had parted, making way for a pleasant day's journey. Before you came across 3 figures in the middle of those woods. Familiar and yet terrifying all the same. figures of Zelos and of Kaya. And of... I totally wrote his name down. Rixim, there it is, sorry. Like, his name's only been brought up a few times, so I'm like, yeah, fuck.
His name's been the hardest
That
to
other
remember.
guy.
That other big guy. That's
The other
all.
big guy.
Other guy.
His name was Biggie McBig.
Yeah, close enough.
Well, hi there, Kiri. Hello and welcome to the chat. And there was a very tense moment between the two of your groups upon that meeting, seeing Zelos, the one who had launched the fateful attack against Arugo's Reach, had caused so much bloodshed and hardship for your people, of Kaya and Rixim, who had both posed a great threat to you in that fateful day out in the Glen and in other parts of the Beyond. However, the tension was quickly de-escalated. Zelos indicating that he wished no particular bloodshed be wrought in front of the other, in front of his other people, the surface folk. You had a chance to do something that's, on this day, full of surprises and full of things you'd never anticipated. You got a chance to walk alongside and even converse with the very same people whom you had almost come to blows with in the pretty near past. And through these conversations, you got to learn a fair bit more about the world. The Spark was an event known as the Blight in the subterranean world of Vocathria. A place that he brought up casually, but a place that is not known to any history books that you'd ever know. He spoke of grand cities spanning continents, the greatest one in the center of it all, known as Eternus. Of the fall of Vocathria. Demons emerging into the upper world, where you find yourselves now. Conversations had between Shael and Kaya about Empyrean gems. The self-same crystals that you all use, truly, a lot of you in day-to-day life in some facet or another. He said, was responsible for draining the life of the world itself. Now, during these conversations, there was also a large rumbling of the earth. And it had turned out that the part of the forest you were on was over some kind of subterranean passages that opened up and caved in, separating all of you. And you ventured out, each of you with someone else in tow. Oriko alongside Rixim, Koskin with Zelos, Shael with Kaya, and Torin, with a rather mysterious dragonborn by the name of Issa accompanying you, who taught you a thing or two about life, a thing or two about cooking, and a little about love.
Yeah.
As you went down by the river on a Friday night,
I was waiting for it.
she broke into song, now way down yonder on a Chattahoochee. Never knew how much a dragonborn meant to me.
We still don't know if it's his sister, wife, or mother.
Why not all
Or
of them?
cousin.
All in the package.
My name is Torin, Alabama.
Oh my god.
Step Dragonborn, what are you doing?
Debased this respectful and honored stream with such jokes. Stepbrother, help me! I'm stuck in my eggshell! Oh my god. You don't know how they age. So, but ere long, you all made your way out of the tunnels to find that the cause of the rumbling were giant Hyposians, ones taken by the Blight, as Zelos had said. Zelos, Kaya, and Rixim went off to try to find some others. Keep them safe from the ones taken by the Blight. You all split off in a different direction, and a fierce battle ensued. You had just conquered your foe when you heard terrible roars out in the distance. And let us resume from that moment.
I put on some more intense music.
You know,
More.
it's all good. This is where they're just gonna like put on some Aqua. Just kidding. This is not
Wish I
unchecked
could.
Skyfucker.
That would be fantastic.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that like I know that streaming and like credited music and all that stuff I could get silence, that was a really good challenge for me to try to keep a straight face during unchecked Sky Factory. They were just
it would be
putting
like
the weirdest
serious
music they could.
battle scene, and then all of a sudden Barbie Girl or Cotton Eye
Cotton Eye
Joe
Joe.
comes on. It's great. The metal version of Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, that's the best one.
It is
So good.
That's the best one.
easily.
Easily the best one.
All
Metal
right.
version of anything.
He's right, you know. So, you had just dispatched the large, sort of serpentine Hyposian. It was a fierce battle. Torin having taken a number of hits. Something that could have fallen a lesser warrior. But you, Torin, you are made of sterner stuff than most.
Barely.
You've eaten sterner stuff
Oh,
than
yeah.
most.
That's true.
But the beast had just fallen to your onslaught of attacks. Drawing deep, raspy breaths, you all have a few moments to recover from the battle. What are you guys doing?
So we just heard screams.
Yes, in the distance, tell you what, let's make this interesting. Can I have a group survival check? And please pair it with a perception check.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Survival with
Perception.
perception.
Perception and survival.
Ooh, I did good.
Yeah.
You'll roll better this session.
Not bad. 19 survival, 15 perception.
Why, your survival's minus 15?
No. It's 15.
Look. It says minus, so I'm going to
Fine.
assume...
Just assume whatever you want then, DM.
Okay.
He just
So-
dies when he wakes up in the morning.
You wake up and you feel a warm embrace. You look over, and there's your dad there with you, keeping you warm, sheltered from the elements.
Yes. Yes, tell me more.
Don't worry, I
Tell
got
me
your
more.
back, son.
Literally.
Okay. So. Let me add that up real quick on that. Excellent. Okay. That was good enough for you to pass the group check. So, there is a visceral roar that just booms through the forest, shaking the trees, birds flying away at it. And through all of this, almost in response, there's smaller roars going in every direction. Your heart almost skips a beat in a moment. You draw in a sharp breath as you can hear heavy footsteps out beyond the foliage, just past your vision. When you ready yourselves, just steel yourselves for what's to come. The ground begins to rumble. with the footsteps of larger Hypogeans. The trees shake as leaves dance through the air from the quivering branches above. Rhythmic steps seem to grow closer as thundering snaps and cracks of branches and small trees rent under the large steps of a hulking beast sound through the woods. Another large serpentine beast emerges from the foliage beyond, brushing aside entire tree trunks in its path as though they were mere branches before it. Incredible force as it rends all before it, clearing a path, seeking a meal. It sticks its head out. A long tongue cleans its eye as a strange sort of viscous goop drips down from it on either side. Its large, toothy maw, and it looks around its eyes, fixed upon all of you. And as it begins to step forward, you ready yourselves to yet another vicious battle. Because guess what?
Guess what, motherfucker?
That wasn't the only one.
Clearly.
Obviously. Alright, rolling for Nish.
But that's not all.
No, what?
But that's not all.
But wait, there's more.
There's another one. But wait, there's more!
Party kill?
Yeah.
As it steps out, you all steel yourselves. It's a threat. You fought one before, you know. In your hearts and your minds, your experience, something you can draw. Your teamwork, you can overcome this adversary. But suddenly, there's another roar, one that you almost have to steady yourselves as the ground shakes. It fills the air to the point where you can almost feel the vibrations in the air within your very heart and lungs. And over the tree line, time seems to slow as you freeze. A moment where you almost have to do a double take, wipe your eyes in disbelief, as you see a figure rising above the canopy of trees. Humanoid and inky black silhouette, with long claws at the end of lanky arms that hang down past its torso. Ahead, as it slowly rises well above the trees, two angular horns jutting out. A wide maw opens up, letting out yet another scream. Roll for initiative.
Oh, all bad.
Oh, that's a surprise roll, but that we're going to use later. Thank you in advance for this. I know you're going to do good for me.
Damn it, you got higher than me.
Yeah, 20 plus 2.
I was like, maybe I'll get to go
Oh.
first,
Yeah,
and
you'll
I'll
go
get to
second.
like get something that won't. I'll get to get like a thunder wave or something before anyone gets into the fucking AOE.
Okay,
No,
that's
no, no, no. I want to be in the AoE. Bathe
wanna
me
get
in
hurt.
glory. Bathe me
Okay.
in glory.
So costing out a 22?
That's your daddy's job to bathe you.
Oh.
Oh, we got a
Hey,
16.
Corin, I need you to bathe me.
14. Alright.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Like a cat.
Give it just a second
Yes.
here. It's time to do this. Alright. Excellent. So, with that all out of the way, the first one to respond, as this thing comes in, tearing down tree trunks with its large, clawed arms, tearing them down, it looks at you and and its tongue kind of like licks its toothed maw. You can see it looks like some blood dripping down. Caustic, gripping your weapon, you're the first to respond. What are you going to do? It is your turn. Shio, you're on deck.
Alright, so... Look over my skills here real quick.
Of course. It's always really like nerve-wracking when something big happens. You're like, fuck, I'm the first one to go. Okay.
Nah, I just gotta see.
I just forgot how to play. It's been a while. It's been a while.
No, I need to see what I used last fight.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Because we used a few of your resources in the last fight, so
Yeah.
True that.
yeah.
True that.
That's great. Is everybody having fun? I'm having fun.
I got sorcery points. Motherfucker. Huh?
Use them all.
Actually, I'm doing very well.
I think. Alright, so. Costin takes a quick look around, noticing that we're all a bit scattered. I've got Torin nearby who's beat up pretty heavily, so wanting to kind of take the initiative and keep some of the threat off of him, I'm going to use Giant's Might.
Yeah!
So I will grow to a large creature, allowing me to do extra damage on hit. And then I'm going to...
You've begun your huge quest.
I'm on my huge quest. I'm going to... Let's see... That's plenty enough movement. I'm just going to kind of square up next to Oriko without engaging. And just kind of form a bulwark.
Probably a good thing that you're not engaging Origo.
I mean, I could.
I feel like you guys haven't even been on a date, though.
Oh, and here I was thinking that, I'm like, I have to fight this and Costin now? Fuck.
Yes. While I'm proposing.
Well,
While proposing. So it's
Orico,
going to be
will
interesting.
you be my partner in thick?
I don't
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
so that's
so
your
I'll just
action to do that. Or is that a bonus
yeah,
action?
Giant's Might is bonus action.
Bonus action,
I'll
okay.
take a move, and then I'll just ready an attack action if it comes within melee range, and just stand my ground here.
A clarifying question about your giant's ability. Does that increase your reach? Or is it still 5 feet? Unless specifically stated, it doesn't.
I was gonna say, it just says I become larger, I get advantage on strength, I attack with extra damage. It doesn't say adding reach, so I'd still 5 feet, yeah.
Perfect. That's all I need to know. Thank you. Okay,
Yep.
so go ahead and just note down that you are preparing a melee attack if it comes within range.
Yep.
All right. As Costin just grows up and he goes and just kind of assumes a battle stance, ready to strike. Shael, you're the next to respond. You see another one of these goddamn things has come out.
Yeah. I am zooming in. Get closer than I probably should.
Way too close. You should probably stand right here instead.
But I need to be in a certain space for this.
Okay.
So
Oh
I'm
no.
going to do
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Thunder Wave.
Hey, Grace, how's it going? No, could not hear you talking.
So let me draw the 15-foot cube.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
That.
It succeeds.
You're awesome too.
Well, Thunder Wave is 15-foot cube from yourself.
I looked it up. Okay, I'm gonna send you
Happy
the
to
link
stop
that
by.
I'm using. And it doesn't
Sweeps
have
out
to.
from you.
I read
so
that I don't have to be in the center of the cube.
Yeah, it says the force
I put a
sweeps
link
out
in the
from
chat.
you
Yeah.
in a 15-foot cube. I would assume that means 15-foot cube right in front of her. But that's just my assumption. That's only 10 feet.
Oh, my ball. My ball. My back.
My ball.
My ball.
My balls.
So it would be here
Okay.
and here. Basically, the
I've-
creature
I've
itself
always
is
ru-
15
I've
feet.
always ruled that if the range is self, it's centered on you. It'll still hit it either way, and it failed its check, so you're good.
Yeah. Okay, whatever you... Would it hit it, though? Because if I was centered, then it would be this area.
Yeah, that'll still hit it because it's big enough to take up all that area.
What?
Yeah, that'll still hit it.
I'm
That's-
confused. Don't look at the pink. Look at the purple. The purple's me.
Yeah, That's what I'm looking at.
Shit. I don't know how to do this. So if I was the center of the cube, this would be it. It would be these squares. And he's not in those.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it's 15 feet. I keep thinking 15 in each direction. Yeah, no. I guess that wouldn't hit. No. You can take a step further in.
No, because that's as far as I can get from where I was.
Oh, okay. Unless...
Why can't it be the way I wanted it?
Because I've made a rule on something for 7 years?
Fine. I will do something else. I'll do this instead. And then I'll
So,
bring it in range.
because there was a debate on rules right there, I'm going to allow this roll to carry over as its previous roll. So you still succeed.
Okay.
That 8 is going to be its roll for this, and because it has 2 higher on strength, it would only be a 10. You still succeed.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, that pulls it towards you.
Yeah, but then it'll be in range for when I want to do that next time.
10 feet. Okay. So you just like, all right, roll for damage. Don't forget to make sure that it's 2d8 as you are above level 5. Oh man. I can't wait to see how much damage it does to you guys. Oh fuck, that's a lot of damage right there. Alright. So yeah, you just fire that lure, and as it kind of like opens its mouth and it looks over at Orico for just a second, and it kind of braces ready to pounce, you just fish hook it, yank it over, and it's like gets pulled over like lightning, sort of coursing through it for a couple of moments, and it's sort of convulsing for a moment, and then it steadies itself and just looks back over at you. That is your action and your movement. Do you have a bonus action that you would like to take? Do note that you can quicken spell with sorcery points.
Yeah.
That is an exception to the general rule of you. Well, actually, you technically only cast a cantrip anyway, so that's all
Yeah.
good.
No, I'm good.
Misty step.
No.
Okay. Beautiful. All right, so that's your turn.
Yep.
Excellent. So, Shell just ran up and just yoink, pulled the guy out of the way. At that moment, as it roars, Torn, you kind of snap out of your exhaustion from the previous fight, and you look up and you're just like, fuck, another one?
God, you know what? Time out. We're doing a short rest at least. Come on.
You're like, can we do a short rest? It's like, oh, yes, of course. And it like pulls out a little blanket and makes you some tea and crumpets.
Oh, thank you.
Friendship is very important.
Thank you. I agree. No.
But it is your turn, Torin. Orico, you're on deck.
Alrighty. So, since I'm kind of beat up a little bit, I'm gonna go right behind Costin here. And let's see. I think I have. Yeah, one potion. Okay. Oh, I don't like that.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Don't worry. It's all good.
Alright, so I do have one potion, and with that's a backslash.
So, with the potion, actually, this is a great time to announce it. I have a new house rule for potions. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
So, here's how it's going to work. You have a potion, you can choose one of two things. You can bonus action to consume the potion, roll it, and that's how much HP you get. Or you can choose to take your full action, whatever the potion is, you get the full amount. So 2d4 plus 2, if you use your action, it's automatic 10. Because then you're taking your time and you're drinking the whole thing, getting every last drop out of there. If you're bonus actioning, you're taking a quick swig and just tossing it, right? So I'll let you choose how you'd like to go about that.
I'll do that full action there.
Plus 10, plus 2, not plus 10.
Oh, whoops.
Dang! It would be 9, not 17.
Yeah, 9.
Nice try
Okay,
there,
so you
Torn.
still get 9 out of 10. That's pretty damn good. So that's your bonus action then. What would you like to do with your action?
All right, so I'm gonna.
You know why he got 9 out of
You're
10?
muted, Joe.
Oh, so
'Cause
there.
he's safe?
So I'm gonna actually just be ready to attack for now.
It's not because he's safe, it's because when he was drinking the potion, he actually, like, bit into the glass bottle.
Yes.
But hear me out.
The
What if
Grinch.
it's like candy glass and it's like a sweet health potion? You just like nom it down.
Yeah.
Sitting there
Ate
looking
most of
at
it.
sitting looking at everyone, piece of glass sticking out.
So if this was a smarter creature, I'd roll intimidation with that. But if anything, you're not sure, you're not like familiar with blighted Hyposian logic, but it almost seems impressed.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Torn?
Nope, I'll end my turn right there.
Beautiful. Orico, Torn just bit a glass vial. It's a little weird, but he seems to like it. Nonetheless, there's a giant Hyposian before you. The situation is dire. What are you going to do? Of course. Yes, so there's kind of like a high, sort of like a steep hill, almost like a dirt outcropping. From right there, it's probably about maybe 3 to 4 feet. You're athletic enough that you could probably jump up it. Beautiful. Tell you what I'm gonna do. You don't even need to roll. You're good. You're good. Modern problems require modern solutions.
Bring out that beautiful Hive Queen axe. We haven't used it in a while.
All right, strike with
Good.
it. Let's see.
Hey,
All right, that's 10 damage. You do have a second attack if you would like to use it.
would that be okay?
We can assume that you cast that. Go ahead and roll your Hunter's Mark damage as well. Of course. Another 4. Beautiful. All right, and roll your second attack. So it would be 5 Hunter's Mark damage if you hit that second attack, but roll that Hive Queen's axe again. Okay. No worries. Oh, so close to some crittles. But
Damn.
that's another 10 damage. Excellent. All right. So that is both of your attacks and your movement and your bonus action. So that'll be your turn. All right. So you walk up and just like with that quick gesture, and boom, right on its forehead appears that glowing mark that you place on them, and you run up and just kind of catching it on each side of its head as it roars through the good couple of cuts that you put on there. That sort of dark, almost violet red blood flowing, just kind of like spraying out a little bit as it starts to begin oozing down as the bleeding slows. And it just viciously begins to thrash around as it is now its turn. So, I'm gonna be.
I put extra holographic glitter on my middle finger, so it's shiny.
I'm gonna be
I approve.
completely fair about this. So
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna roll a d6.
I wish you wouldn't. I wish you
One
would show
to
me
three.
a little bit of nepotism.
1 to 3, it's gonna go for Shadale. 4 to 6, it's going for Orico. That is 6. But it's going to bite at Orico. Wait a second. I think I have advantage somewhere.
No, you don't.
Wow.
Because somebody gave me advantage, because somebody actually loves me. Oh, that was in Thicker Than Wine. God damn it. Hey, real quick in chat, anybody want to give me
No.
advantage?
No.
Come
Swear to
on!
God.
Why can't I do cool things, man?
No.
Fine. I guess.
How do you get the
Inspiration. It's okay. He's 18. Does that succeed against your armor class?
Oh, we got another full team inspiration. Or no, full inspiration. No, sorry, that was Torin. I misread.
Okay, so it goes to bite down, and you quickly leap out of the way. But as that's happening, you notice that it like starts to bite down, but it was just a feint as it whips its body around, and the like sort of like along its kind of belly and especially along its sides are razor sharp scales that, as it constricts around you, jut out, and it coils tighter and tighter around you, squeezing as you can feel the air leave your lungs, and the scales begin to dig through your armor and starting to cut at you as you take 13 points of bludgeoning and 26 points of slashing damage. Yeah! I'm having fun. Who's having fun?
I'm just drying my nails.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, you are grappled. With that, Costin. Oriko looks like she's taking a bit of a beating. This thing's coiled around her and it's rearing back, ready for another strike. It's your turn. What do you do? Shael, you're on deck.
Alright. So...
Oh, somebody give me a D6. Hell yeah.
Son of a... I'm going to quickly swap to...
God, how do I ban? No, I'm just
Right?
That's gracious.
Wow.
Well, that
Just
escalated
kidding.
quickly.
I'm going to quickly swap into a two-handed stance just to get a little extra damage out of my swings.
Two-handed stance title.
Yep. And then, yeah, we're just going to go for it here. Make a couple swings at this guy.
Excellent. Roll to attack.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll attack first. So, plus 8, that's gonna be 19 to hit.
19 to hit. That succeeds. Roll for damage.
Alright, so it's gonna be 10 plus 6. That's gonna be 6 plus 8 is 14 plus 5. It's gonna be 19 damage on the first hit.
Hot dog. Okay.
And then I'll swing again. Oh, that's gonna be 18 plus 8 is 26. Do you have another one? That's 10 plus 4 plus 5, another 19 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna shift over a little bit after I do that.
right into.
Right into what? Oh, are you gonna do
Just
the
do
thing?
it. It's okay,
No.
just do it.
No, that's alright.
Cast it at 6th level.
I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. We'll just end my turn there.
Shael. It looks like you guys have this thing on the ropes, but you've seen all too well how deadly its attacks are. It is your turn. What are you going to do? Torin, you're on deck.
Do what I wanted to do before your
Excellent.
pesky rules stopped me.
Excellent.
Pesky.
Okay, so I'm going to roll Constitution saving throw for it. And
That's
Oriko,
my
please also
square.
roll a Constitution saving throw.
She's not in the square.
She is constricted by it, so she
Oh my
is also
God.
affected.
Can I don't want this spell anymore. Never.
You might succeed in taking nothing. Natural crit!
Eh,
I'm
There it is.
making a rule. Go ahead and roll for damage, and I'm going to do something awesome with this. We'll see.
Get him, Cheyenne.
Get him!
Why can't I read the damage? 2d8.
Ooh, full inspo for me.
No, whoever that is, no. Your
Yeah.
hand.
Vector is my boy. Vector is my boy.
It's just 2d8. That's fine.
Oh, Kim gave us a full team inspo though. Thanks.
Damn, 9 damage though. That's
And it's pushed 10 feet away from me. So that.
No attack of opportunity.
nope, because it is being pushed.
Yep.
And as it gets pushed away, it also pushes Oriko further. And Oriko, released from the grip of this monster, does like a backflip and like boom lands, catching her footing. You are freed from the grapple without use of an action.
Yes! Thank you, Cheyenne.
Okay,
I think she does take half damage though.
it's a nat 20. I'm gonna make the call for none. I do that on stuff like that. You know how I am with 20s.
Although it did just cast a very loud, just made a very loud boom all around us. So. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Big
don't know
thunder.
about this song.
This song is great.
What is this?
I think this is on Rem's stream. This
It
is
is.
the Be Right Back song.
Yep. Or
Rams
her
has invaded
starting
our stream.
soon stream.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something like
starting
that. All right,
It's turning into a siesta, guys.
it is.
It's a fiesta. Fiesta's sleepy.
Oh,
No,
that
because
one.
it's about to
Fiesta.
take a permanent siesta.
I mean, it is.
Okay. And then that doesn't hold. I think it's just an instantaneous and then it
Yep.
goes away. So bye-bye, square.
And that's your action. You still have a bonus action if you'd like to take it.
No.
All right. That is your turn. Torin! It is your turn. What are you going to do? Oriko, you're on deck.
All right, as all that's going on, Torrent will kind of like wipe off his mouth and go, "All right, round 2, here we come." And then I'll kind of like run around Costin. Whoops, not that one. And
Run between his legs, give him a slap on the ass. Let's go, son!
Oh god!
you got this.
Oh god! No.
All right, and then I'm gonna just start
Just swipes
attacking
him like a credit card.
Oh no! Oh no!
Axis.
Hey, they have plate armor on. Don't do it. Don't touch me there.
Just cha-ching!
Access denied or not?
Yes.
Okay. That's a spicy meatball. All right. I'm on one tonight. Okay.
I'm dying.
I used the inspo for my last swing there. There we go.
So we've got a 22. So 2 of those hit. Okay. It is now bloody. So that is your action and your bonus action. Is there anything else that you would like to do for me?
No, I'll call that good for now. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. So you just kind of running up, you see that it just dropped Oriko and it's rounding back to strike at her again. So you just give this one big strike, dragging your axe down one side, cleaving through a few of those scales, opening another wound. The other one, you go to strike, but it swats you with its tail and you overshoot, but then you bring it down and you catch the tail and you're kind of trying to pull a little bit and you rip it out of the tail and you hear it give a loud shriek as the tail whips around, spraying blood in all the directions. With that, Oriko, just all the directions. It's
All
like
the
a fucking like windmill of blood. It's gross, but a bit of a spectacle.
Sounds like a metal song.
Yes.
All right, Oriko, it is your turn. Excellent.
Do it. Do it. Crit.
Yes!
Don't forget your Hunter's Mark.
Well, that's unfortunate because I'm going to activate its special ability.
You activated my trap card!
Una reverse card.
Reverse card.
Well, unfortunately for you, I'm going to use Gravity Bind. Only level 3 PCs or lower can attack. Please roll your Hunter's Mark, and we actually roll your Hunter's Mark twice because critical hits apply to all damage received. So, man, did you just, man,
No.
man. Fine, go and kill my mini boss. Oh, I've already said too much. Oh,
He's very mini.
what? You still have another
We're gonna
attack?
be talking about the fucking mouse.
The mini boss is the weasel under Ronik's feet.
Don't forget that's Hunter's Mark damage as well. 11.
Because it's a 1d6 and you roll a 1.
Give me some heat here. No! Oh, wait, no. Use the spell slot at 5th over. Okay, no, never mind. I was like, does the damage scale up? But no. So it was just a 1. And so, because you maintained Hunter's Mark, oh, you know what? I forgot that was concentration. Because
Yeah.
I didn't make that call, so you get to maintain it for free.
Well,
You're
so
at-
she
you're at
technically
stop
rolled a
forever.
Constitution already, but
Make that call. I'll make that call.
and it was a crit Constitution, so
I dig it. I'm here for it. Okay. So you get 2 with your main hand, 1 with your offhand, so you get a 3rd attack if you want it. Okay, roll. Do this. Beautiful. That hits, and don't forget that damage from the. Yep.
Very nice.
All right, it is looking real rough now, but that is your action and bonus action, so that'll be your turn. Cover this. We're just gonna do this then. Let me see, if I were to move him down here, because this wouldn't actually provoke an attack of opportunity, because he's still in all your threatened squares. Oh, that'll get you guys. That's gonna get you guys right there. So Torin and Shael,
Oh, rude.
I'm gonna need both of you guys to roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh shit.
Can I add
10.
something to that?
You may have 1 dice. Make
What
it
a
count.
D12. Okay. That brings me to
21.
21.
And Torin, you're at a 10. Unless you'd like to make it an inspiration to get to 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Oh, 6. Oh gosh.
So,
I'm gonna use my reaction.
this is an area of effect thing. It's not really like.
It says A attack. When your creature you see is hit by creature you can see is hit by an attack, you can use the reaction to swap places.
Okay.
So I'm going to use it on Torin because he's right
Well,
next to
can
me.
you link that for me? I thought there was a range limit on that.
Oh, 5 feet?
They
Well,
have to be
that's-
within 5 feet of you.
So is it not, is this, I mean, is the 5 foot square not considered 5 feet?
I
What do
thought
you mean?
someone right next to you
Does
was
it-
5 feet.
Well, then
Yeah.
they'd be right next to me
Torin,
because they'd be
10
shoulder to
feet away
shoulder.
from
Or
you.
10 feet away from you.
I mean, I guess. Okay.
You take-
I
you
guess
take
I
up
see
that
it.
four
There's no
square area.
guess. It is
Yeah.
10
Okay.
feet away from you.
So, both of you guys, Torin takes 66 points of lightning damage. Shael, you take 33 points. Ah, do you have resistance to lightning, actually? Through your bloodline thing?
Yes.
I don't know that I do. Oh, who are
33?
you talking to? Me or him?
Both of you.
That's a good question. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
So, 16 points for Shael, because you
Thank
halved
God,
it.
that would have fucked me up.
I know, I'm really sad about that, actually. And Torin takes 33, which I think still down Torin.
Oh, yeah. Torin's like, yeah, long rest. Ugh. No.
Finally, the long rest I was looking for.
And Costin, you tried to reach out to Torin as you saw this thing. It like takes that deep breath.
Wait, did you say 16 or 13?
You take 16,
Okay.
and time sort of slows as you see it begin. Costin, you reach out, you call out to him, but it's just too late. As it releases this line of arcing lightning going. And Torin, you see, just like gets hit by it, and he's standing tall, throws it off, but he takes a couple of breaths, and you can just see the steam rising off of him, and he teeters and slowly, with a loud thud, collapses in the grass below. Shael, you can see just like, it's strange that like the lightning hits her, but it seems to kind of like arc around and off of her, becoming like a sort of like pillar of lightning. It builds into a column and then just disperses into the air above her. And she looks like a little like slightly singed, like she's been in the sun a bit too long. But otherwise seems pretty fine from it. But Costin, you couldn't reach him in time. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so Costin was sort of already in like the motion of moving towards Torin, so as he falls, I'm just gonna continue with that momentum forward, and instead of grabbing for Torin, I'm just gonna make 2 big swings as I sort of make a leaping attack at this thing. So I'm just gonna jump into the air and just come down and cleave it as hard as I can.
Excellent. Roll to attack.
18. I always forget what it is. Plus 8, so that's 26. I know that's a hit.
Damage.
8, 9, 10, 11. So 16 damage on the first hit.
Excellent.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Joe, come back!
There's
you
Joe.
weren't safe.
There you are. You're not so safe after all.
Not safe now, bitch!
So 21 hits, yeah.
Yep.
So 13 on the second swing.
Alright. It is on its last leg. The thing is bloodied, barely able to stand, but it's still there.
I think. Nope, I can't use that. Can't use that. Can't use that. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, Costin sees Torin fall, and with a bit of rage behind it, he takes 2 swings hoping to down it. But that doesn't seem to happen, but he stands strong.
Shael,
Okay.
Costin comes up and just with two great slashes, is just cleaving chunks of this thing out. It roars in pain and turns, baring its fangs, looking to get one last strike. That sort of resignation of a wounded, cornered animal of it knows its fate is there, but it's going to take out the one in front of it, and it's about to strike at Costin. What are you going to do?
Okay, I have a question.
Absolutely.
If a spell says that I can bring along one willing creature,
Okay.
does that mean they have to be like? Could we argue that because Torin is unconscious, he cannot be really unwilling, or does he have to?
I think I could make the argument for that. I think the big thing about willing creature is that, like, you can't grab someone who's overtly hostile towards you.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
anything that doesn't fall in that particular category is still pretty okay.
Okay. Then Shael's going to run up over here on the other side of Torin. And she's gonna make eye contact with Costin and she'll say, "Sorry if this gets you, but brace yourself." And then she's gonna cast Thunder Step and take Torin's unconscious form with her when she gets out of there.
Because that is 30 feet, correct?
I think so. It doesn't say. Teleport yourself to an unoccupied space you can see within range. It says a range of 90 feet.
Yeah, within range 90 feet.
Range of the spell? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, range
Cool.
90 feet.
Then I'm gonna take him, like, I don't know, way over here by these bushes.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself there, and I'll move him there with you.
And then the creature. You both have to make Constitution saving throws because you were in 10,
That's something I'm
within
good
10
at.
feet of me. I figured you would be. You're tough.
I'm good at that.
And it's
So I rolled a 12 plus 6,
It
which
fails.
is 18.
okay.
Go ahead and
you
roll for damage.
succeeded. So you only take 9, and that thing takes 18 damage.
Okay.
18 damage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me exactly what that 18 damage does.
Nice.
Okay. So as they disappear, or like there's just this loud boom that just echoes among all the space, and it sends all the birds in the trees like flying for the sky, like okay, like, and then that it's almost as if the sound waves like shake this thing into dust. Like it's just like this thunderous wave emits from the space where Torin and Shael disappeared from. And shakes the creature until it just crumbles.
And when your spell finishes, it just collapses into a lifeless mass. Like steam rising, blood oozing from all of its wounds. And as you sound that incredible thunder, the birds are kind of flying, and you kind of hear panicked cries of birds because ultimately this was only a couple of rounds. What is passed is maybe 12 seconds or so since that large frame rose above the forest. And that's
So
when
it's
you
just been
all...
boom boom, because I've done like
Yeah.
thunder
Two
wave and
within
thunder
12
step.
seconds.
And amidst all these loud noises, you all, like, Torin kind of clinging to life, barely conscious. Everything's blurry in front of you, but you look out above the tree line and you see that same column of just, like, lightning sort of arcing down. It's like pillar of light. As all of you see the same massive Hypogean that attacked that fateful day in Darugo's Reach, the one that punched through the barrier, has now appeared in the forest. And it, like, almost with like a frame that it is not as used to controlling, with far too much wind up, runs up and just boom, hits the other one, the sort of lankier, inky silhouetted one, and it just goes crashing with great force, knocking down trees and just scattering all of the wildlife around it from the force of that like huge hit. And in this moment, you guys have a second to breathe. What are you going to do?
Shael's gonna do her best to stabilize Torin.
Right, give me just a second here. All right, so you're going to be working on stabilizing Torin?
Yeah.
Excellent. Go ahead and you can either use a potion, some form of magic,
I don't
or
have a potion.
a medicine check.
It's gonna have to be a medicine check. I have nothing else.
Tell me how you're stabilizing him. What like, are you
Okay.
like wrapping him in bandages, poultices? What
Yeah,
exactly
I'm
are you
guessing
doing?
if there's like any wounds, she's like gathering. I don't know, maybe like his own cloak or whatever is near him, and just kind of like putting pressure on the wound to get it to stop. Anything bleeding, she's just gonna apply pressure, and you know, just the basics. Pressure, make it stop bleeding. Keep the blood in the body.
He doesn't need that.
So while you're kind of doing that, you also just kind of notice that he's actually pretty burnt up from the lightning, and you kind of like take a little bit of like bandage and like water, and you're kind of like wrapping and just trying to cool it and just treat
Yeah.
a little bit of the burns that he was inflicted from the lightning. What about Oriko and Costin? What are you guys doing? Of course. Mm-hmm. Not
Alright.
so far as you can tell.
Costin's gonna run over and pull a potion from his pack. After Shiles got him kind of stabilized, and try to put it without him eating it. Try to get him to
You
drink.
just
the
like
potion,
got
not
his
eat
mouth
it.
open and just start shoving the whole bottle, and then just
Put the
like
bottle in there.
move his mouth to make it crunch.
Crunching it for him.
Yeah, it's just like here you go, eat this, eat this. So I'll put a potion in, and he'll. If I'm doing it carefully, I'm assuming he would get the full effect, counting it as an action. Yeah, the whole 10 points.
There and abides, baby. 10 points
Perfect.
of healing.
There you go. Bleeding
Horn.
staunched, 10 points of health.
Thank you. Well, that was sure a hell of a round two, wasn't it, you guys? He's all, I think
Yes.
I'm due for a long rest, so I'm gonna just lay back down here. Something smells pretty good. Oh, that's me. I'm kind of burnt.
Don't take a bite of yourself. That would be a bad idea.
Medium rare dragonborn.
Thank you guys all so much.
Lauren, do you have any more potions I'll do?
No, I just had the one there.
I'm out too, or else I'd offer you one.
Me too.
I've got one more. I can give him the last one I have. So take another 10 points. I think we've exhausted our potion supply. We'll have to restock for sure after this.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Aren't they sparkly, guys?
Yeah, that's great. Look at that. That's so cool.
I build them a world, and this is how I'm thinking.
Yes. This is thank you in another language, right? It's gotta be.
So you guys just, with deep, raspy breaths, really the fatigue of both fights starting to settle in, you look up and you just see, like, the lanky one with the long claws rises up as the larger one, you can see almost demonic in appearance. You can see, like, it has a very humanoid sort of figure, but like a lot of parts of it almost seem skeletal, and where there's like almost like sinewy veins running up and kind of around it, there's also like jets of flame shooting out as it just runs over and just decks the other one as it's getting up. But the other one, while it gets hit, like starts pushing back, and the two just begin to start going blow for blow in the distant forests beyond where you guys are.
So we know that the one that we recognize from hitting Darugo's reach is the guy we've been chatting it up with.
You're reasonably sure that's Zelos, yeah.
Okay.
Or at least somebody in that entourage.
Yeah.
We should get out of this space in case the fight escalates and they happen to come over here.
Is there any sign, are we near, like, where the civilian Hypogeans are? Or...
You don't see them anywhere around you.
don't see them, okay. Or hear them.
Excellent. Yeah, so go ahead and burn a spell slot.
He's just letting you do whatever you want so that you burn spell slots. That's what that is.
Well, so here's the thing, is that by rules as written, primeval awareness, you can only detect a kind of monster, Hypogean, and you can only detect how many are within a space near you. I'll say because of their close proximity, you could clearly sense the two motherfuckers right there. But here's what I'll say. You're sensing a lot of Hypogeans near you right now, like a great number of them.
Around.
Mm-hmm. And the dawning realization as you kind of like close your eyes and you're focusing and you try to tune out all of the noise, which is an insurmountable feat in and of itself, with the thundering booms, roars, and snapping of trees that's happening around you right now. But you manage to find that inner calm as you reach out and you kind of expand that sense, that spatial awareness. You sense a large presence. It's Hypogean but different. Two others alongside it, kind of in that general vicinity. Hypogean but different than what you normally feel. There's three others kind of between where you guys are and that other group that kind of get that same feeling of this is Hypogean, but it's not what I normally detect. And then aside from that, there's probably a couple dozen regular Hypogeans that you're sensing scattered in different areas, like all around. And as you kind of draw your senses back, once again coming into the moment, it almost brings you back to the Sunless Siege. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. And I am going to have you take disadvantage on this roll.
Oh my god, my wisdom's already low in the first place. Not bad.
12 is what you rolled to maintain any semblance of control over yourself as those moments fall upon you. As you reach out and you feel that terrifying presence, that chill running up your spine, that feeling of being outnumbered, of knowing that enemies are abound in every direction, the possibility of escape growing smaller and smaller with each passing second. Your heart racing as your breath grows shallow, hoping against all hope that you can maintain control in these moments. Somewhere out there are the other Hyposians, the ones that against all odds you made friends with, broken bread with, shared things. But this is the moment where you, part of you, realizes you can't hope to reach or help them. Can you even hope to help yourselves? As who knows how many of these will be descending upon you. How many just like that one, that after two, you're all beaten, bloodied, and exhausted. 12 is what you rolled to maintain your composure in this moment, this hopeless period in which you find yourself right now. And the number you had to roll, we'll get back to after this break.
Just kidding, I love you.
We'll be right back, everybody.
How dare you.
Please enjoy the wonderful fan art and our theme, assuming that our music bot actually pulls its own head out of its ass. Thank you, permission from OPP Musical. We'll see you all in just a couple of seconds.
Alright guys, we'll be right back. Taking a quick break.
Oh my god, that hurt. Oh, oh yeah. I don't know how to
All right. Let's go ahead and resume Divine Beasts. Okay. So where we had just left off is that after Oriko had just used Primeval Awareness, that sinking feeling, that reminder of the Sunless Siege, that terrorizing couple of days where you had found yourselves, where you had found yourself alongside your fellow scouts, locked in those ruins. The sun blotted out, surrounded by Hypogeans, all hope lost. That same feeling of helplessness crept up, rearing its ugly head once again. You rolled a 12 to maintain composure. The number you had to beat was 10.
Oh my goodness.
And that's why there's a special place in hell for me.
That's true.
See you there.
We get front row seats, right?
So,
We got a group
You're-
discount. Like a
Hell
Groupon.
group rates!
Yeah.
Lucifer's like, so like, are you still gonna do the D&D, or, like...
Well, hell yeah, we can't be in hell without a D&D session.
Of course.
I should have worn my... If only I had my Hellfire Club shirt on right now, that would have been... really made it.
Perfect.
Katie leading this
Katie
shit.
got it.
So, you kind of snap out of that moment, Oriko, coming to your senses, realizing that you guys are not in a great position. How are you going to relay this to your allies?
So, Oriko, almost on the verge of kinda almost hyperventilating while concentrating on the energy that she feels for Hypogeans, snaps back out of it a bit and just calms her breath before she starts talking. So, I have some bad news and some slightly good news.
Oh.
I'll start with that. We are basically surrounded by the Hypogean energy that I recognize, which I'm pretty sure are the blighted. But there are some energies
Yeah, signatures. Yeah.
that they don't feel the same. They might be our new friends.
Well, that does seem like good news to me. And considering the circumstances, we should probably just head that way.
I agree.
Leave that to me. Somebody's gonna have to carry Torin. He's not in great shape.
Make me proud. Thank
I'll
you,
take the
guys.
other side.
And stop if we need to, but we should probably make haste. That way!
Okay, let's go that way.
You detected them from the west.
Yes. Yes.
As far as you can tell, it's
To the window, to the wall.
Yes.
on a game, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Of course.
That was a great time.
Yeah, but now it's our turn.
Joe's like, fuck you.
Never playing this game again. This game sucks.
He's really the only player that you keep killing. Like,
I keep trying to put myself in harm's way, but it's always Torin.
Yeah, Nick's like, nope, this is Torin.
Hold on, Costin.
What can I say? I'm just like Torin. I'm just removing the biggest threat.
Yeah.
So, you guys steeling yourselves for what's to come, knowing there are more Hyposians beyond, head into the woods to try to find your newfound friends. So, how exactly are you guys going to be going through the woods? Are you going stealthily? Are you trying to make haste?
Sneak.
Excellent. Can I have a group stealth check, please?
No.
Hell no. So am I. No. Hold on, I gotta mark that off. That was bad. Character sheet. That was terrible. Oh, that's way better. So, well, not way better, but it's better than what it was before. No stealth, so I got 14.
So, yeah, you guys kicked ass right there. You guys venture into the forest, getting low, kind of moving through the underbrush and looking around. Can I get everybody's passive perception real quick?
16. 16, yeah.
11.
Torn doesn't count. He's half asleep anyways.
Yeah, Torin, you're kind of injured, and at this point you're just trying to recover your strength and kind of just being drug along for a little bit. You guys duck low, staying in the underbrush, kind of making your way between the trees, looking around carefully, trying not to be seen, trying not to catch any prying eyes. As you're progressing through this sort of thicket of woods, you kind of occasionally hear the echoing through the skies, the loud roars, the sounds of the massive collisions, and with each hit, there's almost like a shockwave that you can feel through the air. The trees themselves all rustle and leaves just cascade, sometimes entire branches, twigs. There's almost like a rain effect happening from the canopies above. And when one falls, you guys can almost feel it's like an earthquake for a second under your boots. And at one point, there's one of them. You all can barely stand up, and each of you fall prone. But it's a lucky thing in that moment. As you start kind of gathering yourselves, and you hear footsteps. You all hold your breath for a moment, time stilling as a large, just like a swarm of 20 or 30, kind of smaller Hyposians, some standing, a little bit bigger, roughly person size, some a little bit smaller, some half the size. Those blood red and yellow eyes peeking about, looking for something. One of them shoves another. The others cry out in that guttural language you don't understand, and just 4 of them pounce on it, stabbing down, blood spraying out. One of the larger ones pushes its way through, barks something in that unrecognizable tongue. The rest straighten up. They continue to fan out. But there you were, slipped prone in the slick grass, just under some bushes, essentially hiding in plain sight as they all move on around you. And you continue venturing further and further in. The sounds of the great clash growing louder and louder as you get closer. Suddenly, you hear another sound. Just in a small copse of trees, the clearing maybe 50, 70 yards ahead. A rustling from the bushes off to the right. What do you guys do?
Stop and try to duck low. See if we can see who's coming without being seen.
Yeah, hold very still and low.
These moments pass as you wait to see what emerges. Eventually, you see just a small parting in the branches. Everybody with a 16 or above passive perception, so I think this is literally everybody but Torin.
No, I have 14.
So I fear that you, Oriko, like, you're not so much in this, like, you're kind of like eyeing and keeping your, kind of sweeping your gaze along the whole forest, trying not to be distracted. That old saying in the Scouts, to fix your gaze upon a single leaf, you miss the whole forest. Orin, you're just kind of rummaging through your pack, like, do I have any fucking rations left? You found some.
Yeah, you did.
Dried lizards on a skewer. You made it back when you were in Darugo's Reach. And honestly, it's aged a few days. It's better.
Oh, yes.
High meat.
And this was actually, Torin, like, you kind of, like, dig it. You're just rummaging through it, and you give it a smell. And, like, you notice that it had, like, slipped into some other stuff that you had, just, like, some different seasonings and stuff, and you had accidentally brined it. And that was the day that, as you smelled it, and the aroma fills your dragonborn nostrils, that you had a realization. Like the sun cresting over the distant mountains, dawns a new day. The words barely escaping your mouth. Sit. Come up with a new recipe.
Oh God.
This was the day
Had to happen sooner or later.
that Torin discovered brined lizard skewers were delicious. And in fact, it actually broke down some of the connective tissue in a way that it's actually become like a little less like tough. The texture of the meat is much more pleasantly chewy now, but the brining didn't detract from the flavor terribly so. So you still get that full, gamey, natural flavor of the lizards. Torin, this was a work of genius that you've done.
I didn't know I was a master. Yes.
Yes.
It's in that moment that not just beyond the mountains, beyond the skies, the stars, and outside of the very world you know, there's another star in the distant skies. A star that is the focus of another story. One we won't go into terribly here. A star, a world known as Cyril. In that moment, in the center of a small kitchen in a guild hall, a man named Ignatius looks up, and he could feel a kinship of spirit of cooking, passing, transcending worlds, transcending stories, and he gives an approving nod to wherever that is. Torin, You gain 2 temporary hit points from eating those lizards.
Nice.
Yes.
A new racial ability, interdimensional cooking.
Now the rest of you happen to notice a small parting of leaves. A face peeks out. You recognize the features of Kunda. Alas, at this point, he speaks. Galio Shivshe. Kamini Oriest. But it's in that tongue that you just don't understand. The spell must have worn off.
Well, knowing that it's Kunda, I'm gonna stand up and kind of reveal myself slowly so that he doesn't get startled.
Excellent!
What?
What?
Isn't he still in giant form?
No, that was
Me?
the
No.
the other guy.
No, Schmidt, Carlson.
Oh, Costin.
No, I released that before we
I was
left.
gonna say, I think he was releasing it when you guys
Yeah,
were
I'm not
asleep.
gonna try and
Although I
sneak around.
love the thought of him like sneaking like this.
Oh, right.
It's like towering over you guys.
Yeah.
That's right. You don't have to wait for
Boston, very Torn's like, good job, son. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm a snake.
It's true.
I'm a sneaky gamwit. Little slippery little gamwits guy.
Oh wow.
This is
personality change.
this is my stealth form. I call it the oily boy.
Ew. Don't want to be oily.
See, that was fun for me.
Oh shit.
That was not.
And apparently was fun for Joe.
It's so fun for Joe.
It was pretty good.
But no, so you guys are reunited with Kunda, who, you know, as you're kind of standing up, he like doesn't really stand up all the way, but kind of like peeks out and waves you guys over, and you see him kind of looking around. And once you're fully standing up, you can kind of see like the you can kind of see the form of Dale on the other side, sort of surveying the area, and almost trembling, curled up, is poor Roburn, who's just. You can see terror-stricken eyes on the poor kid's face. Very different from the sort of mopey, angsty teen that he was a mere hours ago. What are you guys gonna do?
Orko's gonna go over to Roburn and just kind of gently put a hand on his back. She knows that scared feeling of being surrounded and just everything thrown to shit.
In the instant that you make contact, he kind of very violently pulls back and just sort of like gets away and is almost sort of like, not like, you can tell there's still a little bit of that teenage want for independence because like he like seats himself next to his mom Dela, but like isn't quite touching mom, but is like right next to mom. You know that whole sort of thing.
You know.
Orko looks at him. I think you'll make it this far.
You see like he kind of like looks at you. Looks like a shoe shit. And he starts muttering something to his mom, and she like kind of whispers something like, trying to calm him down a bit. But you see he's very confused by what you just said to him.
Costin's gonna look over to Kunda and like gesture like the size of the gem, kind of like this, and then
Mutters something real quick to Dale, and she kind of like encompasses him for a moment, and he, thank you. And he takes it real quick and kind of like activates it on you and shakes it. I fear that it is now out till next sunrise. My thanks for coming out. Are you all well, unhurt? The blighted ones, they're everywhere.
Yes. We've managed. We dispatched several large beasts not far back from here after everything escalated, but it's all chaos now, and we were hoping to get back to, well, hoping to find you and some of the rest of the other villagers and ensure everyone's safety, but I'm assuming with the chaos, everyone's scattered and moved on?
The wardens have taken point. Many of my brethren have escaped. Some, I fear, have fallen this day to the blighted ones.
That's unfortunate. Can we
Some of
escort
them
you?
I cannot say.
I understand. Can we escort you to safety? Is there somewhere where the rest of you meet up in case something like this happens? An emergency meeting place? Something of that nature?
Field, some distance from here. Yes. It's just a small trek, the Weeping Valley, my people call it. Pray. We have to get the wardens, get them out of here. Hard they're fighting against the bulk of the blighted ones now. The Crimson Lord engaging the large one, and you see him kind of like, he breaks away from the conversation to kind of like nod over, as you can just continue to hear just this titanic clash continuing in the forests beyond.
Given the nature of that fight, I don't think it's something that the group of us can intervene on and assist with to get him out. However, you are non-combatants, and I think our priority should be you first. Once we get you to safety, we can return and attempt to extract the wardens afterwards.
Roll a persuasion check and take advantage.
Okay, 20. Dirty 20.
There's a look upon his face for a moment of deep contemplation. A straining in Kunda's gaze, as though balancing that thought process of doing what he knows is the right thing to do, but of also wanting to help allies. You know it, Costin. You've seen it. At times even felt it. That sense of duty, of wanting to be a paragon of what is right. But also realizing that the situation can, at times, be so much bigger than you, even the people around you. You see Dela lay a hand on his shoulder, almost gripping him tightly. Kunda, my love, it's time to go. We have to get Robert out. And he finally, with an almost resigned sigh, takes a steadying breath and he says, Yes, you are right. My wife, I lost myself in the desire to aid the wardens, but we must go. I know the way. If you said that you would escort us.
Yes, I feel like me and my companions would agree on that fact. And he kind of looks to the rest of the group.
He places a hand on the hilts of a short sword that he has strapped to his side. He says, I'm no stranger to a blade, but I fear against numbers such as these a huntsman's skills would prove little use.
It's the wise choice. Besides, I feel as though... He thinks for a moment. If Zelos were to learn I let you and your family move into combat instead of moving you to safety, it would deteriorate our newfound friendship. I feel like the Wardens can hold their own, and we will hurry back to assist them as soon as we're done.
Let us make haste then. You have my thanks.
Of course.
He kind of helps Dela and Ripper and Reddy for the venture further into the thicket, ironically, seemingly back from whence they came. He says, there was a large number of them in here, but a few moments ago. I pray they've gone, but fortune might give us a clear path to our destination. But we should ready ourselves if it does not smile upon us.
Indeed.
All right. Is there any particular preparation or anything you'd like to do before proceeding further? Excellent. Okay. Torrin, is there anything from you?
I'll do the same thing. Yeah, as Orko. I'll try my best, you guys. But let's make haste.
All right. What about Shael?
Not much. I mean, I don't want to ready any spells because then I burn spell slots if I don't use it, so just keep a scanning out through the woods as they move through them.
All right. So, still moving stealthily, but a slight bit more haste in your step, hoping that you can make it there before another group appears. You continue along. You're just about to reach the tree line into a large opening in the forest. Roars and great impact still echoing through the woodland. When you hear footsteps in considerable number on each side of you, I'm going to need everybody to roll another group stealth check.
Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. 17. Torrin's so stealthy, he's acting as if he's dead. Still as death. Still as death. That's right. I'm already injured, just lay me down.
It's going to come down to these last couple of rolls because I'm doing another group opposed check, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, they rolled really high on the first two.
Oh, roll like shit
Yeah,
for
they
the
did.
next ones.
Middle of the road. Oh, there it. Oh, god damn it.
That sounds good for us.
Yeah.
One was a 19, then a 20, and then a fucking 2. The other was middle of the road, but I was like, okay. The 18 can cancel that out. Okay, and then okay. So you guys, you make it. Quickly ducking behind trees. The kind of large, almost, they're humanoid, but with bestial features and like large gnashed scars along them and like sort of strange like growths on their appendages, like just hulking by, scanning with those large, bulbous yellow eyes. Slack jaws, toothy maws, looking about with an almost insatiable hunger for violence. One of them, Torin, you look, and you're right behind the tree, axe is readied. And just above your head, a large hand reaches around, grabbing the tree. It's a mere foot from your head, and you're looking, and you're ready, and it moves its head over, looking around, just past you. It moves back, continues walking along, and over the next few moments, the breathing grows dimmer until you can't even hear it. Only the footsteps, the snapping of twigs, moving of brush, the only indication that there's anything there. But even that too, fading. Especially with the continued roars and shouts and snapping in the distance. But you have a clear shot into the clearing of the forest. I presume, of course, you guys are going to go.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured because you kind of already stated you would. But venturing in, that's the moment that you see it as the lanky one goes to it reaches up and it stabs down on either side of the neck of the sort of red one. And just jabs in with these long clawed arms and just starts digging in. And you hear this pain roar that echoes through the skies as flame just shoots out from the point of impact. Oh dear God, what have you guys posted? Nope, I'm not engaging. I'm not.
Oh. Dude, that was so
I already
good.
saw it.
So good.
I wanted the actual gif of the movie scene, but that's better.
That's way better.
Way better.
Way better.
But so
You're welcome.
Okay.
Uh,
As flame just shoots out, you see the red one just reaches back and just starts, and it weakly reaches up and grabs the other one by the head, and then just starts bashing its face and repeatedly as it just roars angrily. And now that you're getting a clearer view, it wasn't horns jutting up on the inky black one. It had what almost looks like a mask of bone. And the bone seems to jut upwards. And it starts cracking and splintering as just suddenly the bone mask just flies into pieces, revealing a face without eyes and this great open maw that screams out. And the red one reaches in and reaches upward, tearing through, and just you hear the sickening sort of, and it rips out this strange thing, and all of this black ooze drips down, and it squeezes, and it just explodes with this inky black liquid as the claws kind of weakly let go, and the thin frame of the large black Hypogean just crumbles down, falling to the forest floor below, probably about 100 yards ahead of you guys.
Respect.
And you guys, this is the first chance that you've had to kind of survey the battle area. It is a scene of desolation. There are just snapped trees, blood-soaked earth, countless Hypogean bodies, Destruction and bedlam are the vision of what was once a peaceful forest. It's a grim reminder of the power that the Hypotians draw upon.